here today to discuss what proof is, and how people overuse proof, and use it for things trying to prove their own beliefs. First off, a belief is a belief, not anything that should be tried to be proven. Belief is something you have opinionated about. I could have a belief of saying that, I don't know, my 7-Up can contains human blood. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's true unless I can prove that human blood is indeed in my 7-Up can. But we both know there's no human blood in my 7-Up can, just 7-Up. Or essentially air right now because I've already drank it. But my bigger problem is when people try to prove something like saying that homosexuality is inherently wrong because their book says it is. Well, this is the same ideals that I could say that Cat in the Hat. There's a talking cat in Cat in the Hat, so there must be a talking cat because it's in Cat in the Hat. Because it's in Cat in the Hat, so there's a talking cat in Cat in the Hat, so there must be a talking cat in real life. That's the problem with it. You add that in real life part to it. Or you say that in real life this is wrong, even though it's stated in some book anywhere from 1400 years with the Quran to 2000 New Testament, 6000 Old Testament Torah. You say that somehow that's a truth, that it's a proof, that proves it because it says it, and that's some sort of authority because it says it. Well, really, we should go ahead and look up what the definition of proof is. So I'll just go to Google real quick, type in at random some definition website, let's say definitions of proof. Alright. Proof. Evidence sufficient to establish a thing as true, or produce a belief in its truth. Well, if you want to look at establishing something as true, you might want to look up truth. Let's go ahead and look up truth. The true or actual state of a matter. Conformity with fact or reality. I mean, let's go, eventually, we're going to have to look up actuality. I mean, it says actual existence, reality. Well, let's look up reality. Kind of getting to the basis of this, not trying to avoid any sort of having to stand for a state. The state or quality of being real. A real thing. Real is what is tangible. Real is the existence of something. To exist is to be. It is what is, how is, not why is, and not the reason for. So really this is kind of going a little off topic of what this video is about, but reasons are things people give events. If you have an event such as a hurricane, you might give it a reason. I would give it a reason that more bases the reason as to the how of it happening. That's the reason I give it, the how of it happening. Some people, on the other hand, will give it the reasoning that it's because, let's say for Hurricane Katrina, because people sit in New Orleans and there's gay people. That's one of their reasons. I was doing a little quotation hand mark thing. Reasons for this. So it really comes down to, you really don't, I'm talking, whenever I say you, I'm talking to the people who are trying to prove such things. You don't have any proof. The closest thing you have to proof is really nothing. Your proof comes out of the book that is stating itself as proof. That does not make it proof. And the fact that it's incredibly old doesn't make it proof either. Or fact, in trying to say that certain things in your book adhere with some sort of fact so very vaguely, and since that there's one fact in it and it says that it is truthful, that must mean that there is completely fact. That is not true. I could say that the Earth is round or spherical, and I would be right. But then I could say that, I don't know, my 7-Up can has blood in it, and I would be wrong. And if I were to write this in a book and say that the book was completely true and it's infallible, I would still be wrong that there's 7-Up in my can. And let's go ahead and say that I vaguely stated that the Earth was spherical by saying something like, and the ball was said that it was completely and totally of the nature of a basket, in the sense that it would fit roundly. Then that's still very vague, can mean tons of things, and it really doesn't hold much sense. So, not really sure how to state that your fact is what I would call malarkey. And if you try and call your malarkey fact, then you're full of malarkey. And it really comes down to it, you're just spewing malarkey out of your mouth. And no one wants to deal with malarkey. So, if you really want a dose of reality, look around you. Have a thought of your own. Don't try and relate everything to a book. I mean, not everything is relatable to a book, especially a book that imposes completely ridiculous and unjust things such as, I don't know, stoning homosexuals, genocide, plenty of other things that I really don't have time to go into. But, reality is reality, and regardless of your reality, I'm pretty sure the actual reality will prevail.